All right, let's dive right into this. Welcome to This Explainer, where we're going to explore one of the absolute most awe-inspiring events on the entire astronomical calendar, the Perseid Meteor Shower. We're specifically zeroing in on the spectacular show that's peaking right now, on the night of Wednesday, August 12th, and bleeding over into the early morning hours of Thursday, August 13th, 2026. If you've been looking for an excuse to stay up way too late, or maybe set an incredibly early alarm, well, this is exactly the cosmic event you've been waiting for.
So the magic number here? It's 100. You know, when we talk about meteor showers, they really aren't all created equal. Some might give you a faint little streak every hour or so if you're lucky, but the Perseids, they're famous for a reason. Under perfectly dark skies, lucky observers have witnessed up to 100 meteors per hour during the peak. Think about that for a second. That is more than one shooting star every single minute, turning the night sky into this highly active, dazzling natural fireworks display. It's the kind of thing that really reminds us just how incredibly dynamic our solar system actually is. Section 1. What causes the Perseids? Now, the crucial thing to understand is that this shower doesn't just happen out of nowhere. It's directly tied to a massive parent comet officially known as 109P/Tuttle. This comet was first discovered way back in the 1860s, and as it travels through space, it acts kind of like a messy cosmic traveler. It's constantly shedding and leaving behind this incredibly dense debris field made up of pieces of ice and space rock. The dazzling shower we see from the ground happens because Earth's orbit is literally plowing directly through the densest part of the debris field left behind by this specific comet. As those tiny pieces of ice and rock slam into our atmosphere at unbelievable speeds, they burn up, creating those flashes of light we all love to watch. And this really illustrates just how vast the journey of this parent comet actually is. 109P/Tuttle takes approximately 133 years just to complete a single orbit around the sun. To put that into perspective, the very last time it passed close to Earth was all the way back in 1992. So, while the comet itself is super far away right now on its long 133-year loop, it's the giant trail of breadcrumbs it left behind over the centuries that we are crashing into this August.
Section 2. Why this year is special. You know what the absolute biggest hurdle is for stargazers? It's usually the moon. A bright full moon can totally wash out a meteor shower, hiding all but the absolute brightest fireballs. But for this year's peak, the moon is in the new moon phase. And this is just incredible news. It means there's going to be absolutely zero moonlight to obstruct your view. The sky will be incredibly dark, allowing you to see even the faintest meteors. The Perseids are already known for leaving behind these beautiful, colorful, glowing trails, and without the moon's glare washing them out, those colors are really going to pop against the blackness of space.
Section 3. The Ultimate Viewing Guide.
Okay, here is exactly how your timeline builds for the night of August 12th into the 13th. The radiant point, which is basically the spot in the sky where the meteors all appear to originate from, is close to the constellation Perseus. Around 11 p.m., you'll want to start looking towards the northeastern horizon as Perseus begins to rise. Then at midnight, your absolute best viewing window begins. You see, the later it gets, the higher that radiant point climbs in the sky, especially right before dawn, which gives you the very best angle. However, you do have to keep the local weather pattern in mind for this year. Cloud cover is actually expected to begin building just before sunrise. So your golden, completely uninterrupted window of clear, dark skies is firmly between midnight and 4 a.m.
Let's talk actual logistics here. Step 1. You've got to get away from bright city lights. Find a nice dark spot where tall buildings aren't blocking your view. Step 2, like we mentioned, face that northeastern horizon. And Step 3, which is honestly the hardest one for most of us, put your phone away for at least 30 minutes. Listen, you do not need an expensive telescope or fancy binoculars to see a meteor shower. In fact, those things actually limit your field of view. All you need is patience and time. It takes about half an hour for your eyes to fully adjust to the dark sky. If you check a text message, that bright screen instantly resets your night vision and you're going to miss the fainter meteors. Just lay back, look up, and be present. Oh, and a quick pro tip, sometimes the longest and brightest meteors will actually appear a few degrees away from that radiant point, so keep your eyes scanning the whole area.
Now, we definitely need to clear up a very modern point of confusion. If you're out looking at the sky, you might see something strange and assume it's a meteor. Let's compare what you're seeing. Meteors move much, much faster across the sky, often displaying colorful and glowing trails that vanish super quickly. Starlink satellites, on the other hand, look entirely different. They've been widely reported recently, and they look like a slow-moving, straight line of lights marching steadily across the sky. So basically, if it's crawling in a perfect little line, it's human-made. If it's a sudden, colorful, fast streak, boom, you spotted a Perseid.
Section 4. Decoding space rock jargon.
People use these terms interchangeably all the time, but they actually mean very specific things depending entirely on one thing: location. When a piece of rock or ice is just hanging out, traveling through the vacuum of space, it's called a meteoroid. Then, when that meteoroid enters Earth's atmosphere and friction causes it to brilliantly burn up, creating that shooting star we see, it is officially called a meteor. That is exactly what the Perseids are. Finally, if that rock is big enough that it doesn't completely burn up and a piece of it actually survives to hit the dirt, that is a meteorite. So just remember, space, atmosphere, ground. Meteoroid, meteor, meteorite. Easy, right?
Which brings us to our final thought. Are you ready to spot a rogue fireball? Because every now and then, a piece of that comet debris is just a little bit bigger, and it burns incredibly bright and long across the night sky, creating a truly spectacular fireball. If you head outside tonight, embrace the dark, and happen to witness one of these massive rogue fireballs, don't just keep it to yourself. You can actually report it to the American Meteor Society to help scientists track these events in real time. So the only question remaining is this. As we hurtle through this 133-year-old cosmic debris field at thousands of miles an hour, what mysteries will you witness burning up in the dark sky tonight?